Roadhog has always been one of the more pulverizing characters in Overwatch. He is a figure of chaos and brute force, known for his devastating hook combo and unrelenting frontline pressure. Roadhog's kit centers around self-sustainability and lethal kill potential, allowing him to play pretty independently from his team and be a brutal machine when it comes to disrupting the enemy and stealing space right out from under them. Now, let's keep things real for a minute. Just because I can talk about Hog using big words doesn't mean people like him. Roadhog has always been one of the most hated characters in the roster, and for good reason. Hog is an extremely easy character to pick up. Being a tank gives him a massive health pool, and his self-heal allows him to get away with making more mistakes than 70% of the cast. And his hook one-shot, let's face it, no one likes fighting one-shots.
No recovery.
Pretty recently in the game's life, Roadhog got a rework to help him fit as a solo tank and to help other players not hate him as much. Instead, what Blizzard did was make everyone hate him even more. The rework was pretty damn bad, mostly with how Hog's cooldowns and how his healing now work. Hook is currently on an 8-second cooldown and Pigpen is 12. I just realized that 5v5 Hook cooldown is shorter. I've only played one game of 5v5 since I started getting back into Overwatch about 2 months ago. Hog's healing is now a resource that slowly regens over time, so now you can't just stun the Hog out of his heal anymore, and because of a certain perk that we'll talk about in just a moment, it can be a lot harder for people to track the amount of healing Hog still has left in a tank, so you know when it's actually possible to push him and secure a kill. Did I forget to mention that destroying Pigpen doesn't reset the cooldown? Now that we're done with the history lesson, let's get into the current day, Season 16. At the start of the season, Hog wasn't too bad. He was a pretty solid character and felt like he was in a healthy spot, surprising for a character like Hog. And I would have to say it's because his perks were just kind of bad in comparison to a lot of the other tanks. At least that was until Blizzard decided to buff his perks, and give him a new one. I present to you Pent Up, Roadhog's perk that made him go from a solid average strength tank to Adolf Hitler's strongest soldier.
I'm Hitler's top guy.
Pent Up gives Hog 50% of his healing resource back whenever Pigpen is triggered, and lets you overfill the bar to an extra 50%. Not to mention that both of Hog's other perks synergize perfectly with Pent Up, either giving some of that healing to nearby teammates, or by letting you haul ass while healing and get out of danger faster. Meaning that every Hog player who isn't Plastic 4 in comp is gonna grab more heals, because your only other option is to get 2 ammo back after landing a hook.
Oh my god! This is such a good fucking perk!
Scrap Hook is an absolutely useless perk, and Pent Up is too strong. Replace Scrap Hook with a new perk. Let's say fuck it for the sake of time and just go with one that increases Hook's cooldown by 1 second, but if you get a kill, it shaves like 2 to 3 seconds off the cooldown. Pent Up is fine, I think it's a fun perk, but it's mostly a number thing that makes it too strong. I don't know who decided that it should be 50%, but they need to get fired. Turn it back down to around like the 30 to 35 range for both the amount granted and the overfill from, triggering Pigpen, and then it might be better in line, I don't know. The whole perk might just have to be scrapped, man, let's be real for a minute, this is scuffed. Roadhog is a character who should never be strong. If you're ever making a tier list for the game and Hog is higher than B tier, it's a problem. He's pretty much a lot like a grappler from a fighting game, extremely easy to provide pressure but with a long list of downsides to keep it so that getting to the point where that pressure can be applied is much harder. The only difference is that Roadhog doesn't have those downsides that a fighting game grappler would have. Each update to his character throughout his life has just been slowly removing any and all downsides to his kit. So, here we are. Season 17 is just around the corner, Bastion is getting smaller, Kiri and Widow are going to get another micro buff and a new collab skin, and we're getting a new Flashpoint map. So, what's going to happen to Hog moving forward? Nothing, let's be real. This is Team 4, they're going to give him a 5% nerf to his self-heal and then just call it a day.